For a lot of websites such as this, CS Timer, when you want to do solves, you get these scrambles, which on a 3x3 can be really simple because that's what a lot of people can understand. But then when you have stuff like this, the Megaminx, or this, the Skewb, which sounds really weirdly, it gets a lot more confusing. So in this video, I'll be doing a quick tutorial on some notation and how to scramble all of my different cubes that I own. Let's get straight into it. First, which is something that you should know by now, is the 3x3. It uses very simple R, U, L, D, B, and F moves. You may not understand what it means, but here is just how it goes. So, R moves means you turn the right side. L moves left, kind of like that. U is up, D is down, B is back, and F is front. Those are just like what face you should turn. You may say like moves like R and R prime. What it is R means you turn the right face, which is this one, clockwise. And if you do an R prime, if you don't know when I say prime, that just means a quotation mark. So if there's like R quotation mark or R prime, you do it counterclockwise. So this is R prime. This is L prime, this is U prime, this is D prime, this is F prime, this is B prime. And then, for scrambling, there's a specific orientation you want to do it, so you always have the same thing, which is white top, green front. And here you can just do any scramble, and you'll get what you need. Okay, so for a quick demo, I went on CS Timer, cstimer.net, which is a really good website where it gives you scrambles, and you can see all your times and all of that. And there's a cool feature where you can also see what your scramble should look like, so you can always check it. But I'll be showing you an example of what it'll look like to do a 3x3 scramble. So again, we got white top, green front, and now we just follow it. So F2 means and 2 moves just means you move it twice. So F2 will mean 1, 2 on the front face. R2, 1, 2. B2, so in the back, 1, 2. L, that's clockwise, so here. F2. L prime, like so. Then D2. Then R prime. Then F2, then L2, left side, then D2 on the bottom twice, then F on the front again, R2, D prime, U, R prime, B, U2, and F2. And now if you look, we can see, if you look closely, the white face, it looks the same as this face over here. Green face looks the same, and if you look on all the other sides, they will also look the same. So that's how you scramble this 3x3. On to the next cube. Now, 4x4 and 5x5 are very similar to it, because it still has a similar R, U, L, and all of that. But there is one small twist if you look at the scrambles that they give. The thing is, if you look closely, they also have moves that use W in them. I don't know if you can see this well, but they use W in them. So what that means is you can see it's one of the letters we know, such as like in this case, it's F and then W. That just means, so the F moves, which means the front, or we can say green, like the front face, that just means Y, so that means you do 2 layers. So that means instead of doing just one F, you do a wide F. Or in this case, it's F prime. So that's the only difference, so just wide moves, so just like B, or you can say DW2. So that would just mean D with 2 layers. That's the only difference. Let's go into the next one. Next, we have the Skewb. Again, this does not trim like a normal cube, because there's no like R moves. You don't know if it's like here or here or here. So the way you do it is you need to face one corner, like these pieces. And well, so in a normal solve, you'll be facing it like this: white top, green on this side, red on this side. So this corner, the white, green, red corner. And then you'll just be doing scrambles like this. So this is R. This is like the L side. This is F. This is U. Back over here is B. I don't know if you use that much, but there's also D. So anyway, let's just try one scramble out. Okay, let's go for one scramble. Again, white top with green and red over here. I'm going to say first B. So you can go to the back and do B. U. Like so. L prime. Like this. R. Like this. U prime. Just like that. Then there's B prime. So it's like that. U. And then another B prime. And if you look on the red side, it looks the same. Again, I'll bring it closer. You can see that similar. There's a red, red, and then orange, orange. Then on orange, you have the two reds over here. So it's all the same on all sides. So that's how you scramble the Skewb. Next, we have the square one. That has a really weird scrambling technique where you use two digits or numbers. Like this would be the first. Like, okay, one thing is I have another video on it, which you can watch right now. But in this, I'll just quickly be telling you like how to scramble it and going over that video really quickly. Maybe not as in depth, but quickly. So there'll be two numbers and then a slash in each one. There'll be two numbers and then another two numbers, then slash. So what that means is you need to move it. The first number means how much you move the top layer. Second number is how much you move the bottom layer. And the slash just means you just slash at that intersection point. So, for example, if it's like 3, 2, that would be move it 3 to the top layer and 2 to the bottom layer. And also, these corner pieces count as 2. So it's like 3 would be 1, 2, 3, because these are counted as 2. So it'll be just, so you can see this is one ridge, this is a second one, and this is a third one. And then 2 on the bottom would be clockwise, 1, 2. And if you see negative numbers, that just means anti-clockwise on that side or anti-clockwise here. And then the way to face it during a scramble is you usually want to go for where this part is on the left. And then you want to go for a darker one between the two is what I found out. Meaning orange and red, red is darker. Blue, green, blue is darker. Yellow, white, I don't think it's ever on those sides, so just that doesn't matter. Yep, I'm not going to show a scramble for that. You can just watch my other video for that. Anyway, on to the next one. Now, for the final one, and definitely one of the most confusing, we have the Megaminx. There's so many different styles, which can make it definitely confusing. We used to have a system where we had like the same kind of with RL, then we also like BR for the back, BL, and it's confusing. But now there's a new one that's also come, so I'll be teaching you how to do that one. There'll be lots of pluses and minuses. And an easy way to do it is, so you just want to hold it in this position basically the whole time, almost the whole time. So you have these three pieces here, and then you can just freely do like these moves, R moves, and D moves like this. And now you'll be seeing, we only actually do double moves. Where if you look in the scrambles, you see like it's R++ or R-, or D-, or D++. So all that means is the pluses just means you're going clockwise, and the minuses means you're going anti-clockwise. So for example, an R++ would be up 2, clockwise, see, clockwise 2. R-, would be anti-clockwise 2. D++ would be clockwise 2. D minus minus would be anti-clockwise too. Again, we can just keep holding on to this piece and just moving with this whole hand. And that's the basics of how to do it. Oh yeah, also, it's the same way, you'd hold it the same way you hold a 3x3 with white top, green front. And again, it'll also show you how your scramble is, so you can always try it out and see whether you got it right or not. Anyway, yeah, I hope all of this helped. I know there are lots of these cubes with different ways of scrambling. It can be easy to forget the notation, but I hope this video helped you understand how to scramble each one of these pieces to help you understand how everything works a bit better. And of course, there are more cubes, but I just don't have them at my disposal. There are other videos you can check out for some of those puzzles as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped you a lot, mostly. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.